All right, in a change of normal scenery, I'm coming at you live from the front of my boat. Just got off the water a little while ago. It was a really good morning. One fish in the bag, 44-inch Northwoods fish. So I was able to break in the new Chaos shirt in style this morning. But yeah, really fortunate to have that fish. That was really, really cool. Live bait has just been clutch. The bite overall up here so far has been pretty tough. I'm not sure when this will drop in relation to some of those other videos, but yeah. So I just wanted to go over a quick order that I got from Chaos, but like I needed some things for the Northwoods, and I figured since people like the tackle talks, I might as well just go over what I bought and why I bought it for the time that I'm up here. So without further ado, I'm just going to start jumping into some of these lures and why I got them. First things first is Topwater. There are a couple niches that I felt like I needed to fill with Topwater, and I don't throw it a ton, but you know, sometimes those really humid, really calm mornings just warrant kind of that Topwater presentation. So the first one I got was this Psycho Sister. It's got like a little can't see that. You got the little doinger blade there to give it a little extra kick, or click, I mean. So that's going to be good. I mean, it's kind of nice too, because then you don't have to worry about adding all the extra split rings on the front hook, which it's not necessarily bad, or I mean, it's kind of indifferent, but it's just kind of nice to not have to worry about that. You can just put the bait on and get to fishing. So that's the first one. Second one is the Obnoxious Bee. I have fished this a little bit. Again, just kind of a weird, different kind of topwater. Give fish that have seen a lot of topwaters, a lot of prop baits, a different kind of look. I fished this some. It's got that really, the creeper lip or hog wobbler lip, but a prop tail blade. What I will say about this one from the time that I have fished it is, like, I have not encountered a topwater that actually looks more like a struggling duck or duckling, gosling on the surface than this bait. It's just really weird, really wild. I still need to spend some more time with it, but I think that this one is going to get crushed at some point this season. Moving on. I got a couple Shadow-Lax. I've never really used the Shadow-Lax much, but I figured a segmented swim bait like this, I could probably, you know, twitch it if I wanted to, give them kind of a different look. From what little I've fished them so far, there's a lot of clack going on between these segments, which is kind of a cool thing, kind of an abnormal thing as far as like your standard swim bait, standard crankbait kind of thing. So I figured I could also maybe troll it and see how that would go. But I mean, there's just a lot of noise to it, surprisingly. That was probably the biggest thing that surprised me about them. I'm going to keep chucking them around. I think that it's just a matter of time before one gets bit. But man, the only bad thing about being in the Northwoods is I spend a lot of time in the boat by myself. So I can only fish one lure at a time. And if I'm lucky enough to be dragging live bait, well, I mean, that's kind of another lure, but still, it's hard to fill all the niches by yourself, if that makes any sense at all. All right, moving on. All right, we got a Custom X twitch bait, crankbait. This is like the 675, yeah, Mini X. These things are awesome. Had really good luck with them here last year trolling. You know, those memories were very, very special with Callie's grandparents, so I cannot thank the Custom X 6.75 enough for those memories. Hopefully we can make a few more this season. These things get pretty deep, especially I like the aluminum lip because it's a little bit more durable, but it definitely takes that bait down a little bit deeper than what you would normally get with maybe like a plastic bill, for example. But yeah, that's just the 675. You can twitch it, you can crank it, you can pull it, you can rip it, you can troll it, whatever. It works for a lot of different applications here, especially in the Northwoods. I really like that black and gold kind of color. I don't know why it works here, but for some reason, you know, the gold, the black, the walleye-ish colors, they work. Another one. Some of the, as the season progresses and we get a little those fish start staging in some of their deeper summer areas, I thought the Pegasus might be a good way to target some of those fish. Now, I'm not quite certain if I'm going to be jigging it or if I'm going to be like kind of ripping it. I got to figure that out yet. I think will amend it and put a blade on the tail here in some capacity, whether it's a willow or a Colorado or something, just so that way there's a little bit extra attraction for the bait if I do decide to jig it. I know it's meant to be fished kind of similar to a lipless crankbait or rattle trap style bait, but there is rattles in it. That's new to me. I did not know that there were rattles in it, but that's cool. So yeah, meant to be fished like a rattle trap, but a lot of people jig them. I may try and jig it. Not really sure yet how to approach this bait, but there is definitely some applications here that I am excited to try it in. Again, another interesting kind of bait that fills a niche that, you know, you could argue other baits fill it, but you know, it's just kind of a different kind of thing. So that's the Pegasus. All right, last and certainly not least, I got several mini deuces. So I don't know how many of those videos from the spring have released yet, but I've got my mini deuce here from the spring, who has just been absolutely chewed to shreds. I don't know how many of those teeth marks you guys can see there, but this thing is looking a lot more like chopped up plastic than a deuce at this point, which is kind of what you want. So I'm gonna fish it till it dies, but it's nice to have backups just in case. You just never know what's gonna happen out on the water, especially when there's pike in the equation. They could very easily just bite one of those tails off. So again, here is the first selection for the mini deuces, one of the new today's angler walleye / sucker. I don't remember what it is, walleye or sucker, something like that. But nice little white belly, so that way when you're popping it, especially on slack line like I like to do, you get a lot more side to side, and then that belly will roll over, which is pretty key. It's nice to have a little flash, a little white on that belly. So that way as it rolls and pops in the water, you can maybe catch the eye of a fish that, you know, turn it from neutral to positive, if you will. The next mini deuce, this one's been rode pretty hard so far. This is the Mountain Magic one. Apparently pike really like this one. I haven't caught any muskies on it yet. I've had a few follows on it, but yeah, the pike have just been absolutely slaying this thing. So Trevor, I may end up needing a couple more of these, but yeah, this one has already been, I've had it for like 3 days and has been fixed like 3 times. So I mean, it's putting food in the freezer right now. Just a matter of time, I think, before a muskie cranks it. And I really like these mini deuces too. The profile is really nice because if you got someone who isn't super familiar with casting, large baits, heavy baits, whatever, it's really easy to give them like a mini deuce or something that's not an overpowering size, overpowering profile, and still will get bit on the rig. So last but not least here, we got the 2021 Bald Eagle color. I don't know exactly how many they have left in stock of this. I think this was a show color from last year, actually. So I ordered a couple more because I had really good luck with it this spring. This color here, I think the reason I have so much success with it is it looks a lot like a spawning crappie, and it's right in that profile range that those fish are going to be targeting when they're targeting those spawning crappies. Also, I added a little bit of flash to the belly just to make it pop a little bit more. Just a marker, paint marker, whatever. Nothing wrong with it out of the box, but I just figured if I could just maybe get a little more flash as that body rolls, you know, back and forth. Again, maybe catch the eye of a neutral fish, turn it to positive, or negative fish, turn it to neutral, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's kind of the lowdown on the chaos stuff that I've received here recently. I'm gonna keep pounding away at the fish. The bite's been a little tough. Actually, this one here, the OG model of this, the one that's been chewed and used and abused this spring, got me my only lure muskie so far. Everything else has been on live bait, which I'm not going to complain about. It's a cool thing that I don't really get to do back home, being able to utilize the live bait, live pike, it's just kind of a different thing. It's a really cool thing. So I'm just going to keep doing what works. If trolling is going to be the thing, I might troll. If the lures start going, then I'll start using more lures, or just keep dragging pike around. It makes no difference to me. If you're not adapting to what the fish want, you're leaving fish on the table, in my opinion. So take that for what you will. Again, if you like the tackle talks, let me know. I hope this didn't drag on too long. There will be plenty of muskie videos on the way. I think right now I've got probably 4-ish, 5-ish videos, depending on how I swing them, from the Northwoods so far. So yeah, it's been really good up here. I just love it up here. Heaven on earth, paradise on earth. But anyway, more videos on the way. Stick with me. If you don't mind, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.